Gator Cyclist here with a non-professional review of the Tacx Neo Bike Plus, simply from the perspective of someone who has probably ridden more of these bikes than anybody outside of a Tacx factory. Garmin has been incredible in their support, but we have had a number of challenges going back to 5 bikes from the previous edition of the Tacx stationary bike. Those bottles you see there represent those 5 older bikes, and this one, the Tacx Neo bike, that they have gotten right. All the challenges that they've had through the years with drivetrain, headset, and the like, they got them fixed now with the Tacx Neo bike. And I just wanted to note that they've been terrific in support and give you a quick customer's perspective on this bike. Again, if you want something that is more professional, go to DCR. He will tell you absolutely everything about the power consistency, about the engineering of this bike. I can't tell you any of that. I can just tell you how it has been to ride probably 60,000 K on the Tacx bikes. I do love them. This one has been terrific since I got it in April. Probably have 8,000 K on it. And the setup has been amazing. I love the new headset. They do have new shifters and they look much more pro. It does allow for these Zwift play paddles, which it did not before. And all of that is great. I personally love having data coming to me from a dedicated screen. I'm not dependent on full gas or Zwift. And I also love the gearing on this bike. As you can see here, I've got a triple and 53 at the top end, and the bottom rings go, or the cog sight goes 40 to 10. That's an amazing range and very helpful for sprinting and climbing alike. I bought this bike for Zwift racing and Zwift riding. That's pretty much it. And I wanted a bike that I could, come in the house and hop on and not have to worry about it, any kind of setup, and it has certainly done that. This bike is also great for, of course, if you've got a family and you got others who want to ride the bike. Well, it's really easy to set up, to put tape on there so that you've got their setup, and it's quick and fast switch every single time. The bike is very heavy. You might as well have bolted it to the ground, and I think that is a great thing. It does not move side to side. It does not go up and down, and that's exactly as I would want it. It's my belief that side to side and even up and down are most likely taking watts away from going forward, which in a Zwift race or any race, that's the objective. And so I would say that this is the best bike for racing, given those concerns. I'm not an engineer, can't prove that that is the case. However, my my Tacx Neo that I travel with has exactly the same engineering as this bike, and it moves side to side, and I can never get exactly the same watts. I'm always about 10 watts behind what I am on this bike. So that is random observation, nothing scientific whatsoever. But do love the bike, and it has been great. I wish they had 2 water bottles on there, but that's a minor complaint. There's a tiny little bit of movement side to side just in the headset that somehow I can't seem to get this tight enough, but that's a very minor complaint. As you can see, it's very, very small indeed. I've seen some reviewers complain about these fans, but I think that is misplaced. These fans are not for your big bike race. They're not for anything above, I'd say, 60% of FTP. They're perfect for everything below that. Hop on for a recovery ride, an easy ride, and those fans are plenty. And if you're racing, if you're going above 60% FTP, well, you better have a setup like that, because that's not what these fans are meant for. I love the time trial setup. That has worked really, really well for me, and just gives a different kind of hand position, using different muscles, just as on a time trial bike, and so that's worked well for me. But just wanted to post a brief review. Again, Garmin support has been amazing in this. That they sent me 6 different bikes has got to be some kind of a record. I am appreciative of that, and they've gotten it right with the Tacx Neo Bike Plus.